Adanna first dreamt of the water the night Chijioke proposed. In the dream, she stood ankle-deep in a silver river that pulsed with light. A woman stood on the other side, her skin dark and gleaming, her hair coiled like wet ropes down her back. She wore beads around her ankles and wrists, and when she opened her mouth, water poured out instead of words. Adanna woke gasping, her bedsheets damp with sweat, her heart drumming wildly. It felt too real, too heavy. She told no one. Certainly not Chijioke. What was there to say? That a river woman with eyes like night told her nothing, but still warned her? No. Dreams were just dreams, and Chijioke, he was everything. They had met in the city. He was calm, intelligent, and quietly powerful in the way only village sons turned engineers could be. His laugh was slow but warm. His hands were large but gentle. And his love, from the moment it began, was full of intention. He had said to her, "I didn't come to play, I came to build a life." Adanna believed him. Her family had doubts. "Does he have people?" her mother asked. "He grew up in the village, near MBA River." Her aunt had raised an eyebrow. MBA River? But again, what did it matter? She was a city girl. Her relationship was modern. She wasn't marrying a river. She was marrying Chijioke. Everything was beautiful, the music, the laughter, the food. The town square shimmered with color, and even her father, a stern man with no fondness for romance, had smiled as he blessed their union. But the river returned to her dreams the night before the wedding. This time, the woman was closer. And this time, she spoke. "Don't take what belongs to me." Adanna's lips parted in sleep. "Who are you?" But she awoke before the answer came. That morning, she stumbled through her vows, and when Chijioke looked into her eyes and called her his queen, she smiled. But the warmth in her chest was cut through by a chill she could not explain. The first 6 weeks were bliss. They moved into a flat near the city outskirts. He cooked for her, she sang to him. They held each other in bed until sleep came, sweet and safe. But then, he changed. It began small, a heaviness in his steps, a restlessness in his eyes. He would stare into corners like someone listening for a sound just out of reach. One night, she found him kneeling in the bathroom, hands plunged into a bucket of water. He didn't look up when she spoke. Another night, she heard him whispering, low, soft chants. His voice had changed. It was not his voice, it was deeper, echoing, wet, wet. When she asked him what he was saying, he blinked slowly and replied, "I don't know." Adanna went to his mother. Mama Chijioke was quiet at first. She made Adanna sit, offered her water, then watched her closely as she said, "There was something when he was a child." "What kind?" "A river sickness. We thought it was malaria. But he would sleepwalk into the stream behind our house. We had to tie him down at night. Then one day, a dibia told us a spirit had taken a liking to him." "A spirit?" Mama Chijioke nodded slowly. "A water wife, Mammy Wata." Adanna swallowed, her fingers clenched. "And you didn't tell me this before we married?" Mama looked ashamed. "He had been fine for years. We thought the spirit had gone." Adanna shook her head. "Spirits don't go. They wait." That night, she lit 3 candles and called Chijioke to the center of the room. "We need to talk," she said. He looked tired, hollow. His eyes, once so alive, were dim. She told him everything. About the dreams, about his mother, about the woman in the river. His silence grew like a wound. Then he said, "I know." Adanna blinked. "You knew?" "I've known since I was 13, he said softly. "I went to the river alone that day. She spoke to me. She said I belonged to her. That if I ever loved another, she would come for me." Adanna's hands trembled. "Then why did you marry me?" He reached for her, voice breaking. "Because I thought love was stronger than spirits. Because I didn't want to be owned." "And now?" He looked at her. "Now she wants me back." The next dream was not a dream. Adanna awoke in water, even though she hadn't gone to bed wet. She was standing waist-deep in the silver river. The woman was there, closer than ever. This time, her voice filled the air like music made of waves. "You took what is mine." "I didn't know." The spirit studied her. "You are bold." "I love him. He is not yours. Adanna's chin lifted. He chose me. The spirit smiled, her teeth sharp and gleaming. Then he can choose again, but love always demands sacrifice. What do you want? The spirit moved closer. Your tears, your silence, your first child, or your heart. Adanna's breath caught. What does that mean? You'll know when the choice comes. In the waking world, Chijioke's health declined. He began to forget things. He stopped eating. His skin grew pale. Water poured from his mouth in his sleep. Adanna went to churches, to shrines, to prayer houses. Nothing worked. One night he collapsed. She rushed him to the hospital. The doctors found nothing wrong. It's spiritual, one nurse whispered behind her back. That man is drowning inside himself. That night, as she held his hand in the hospital bed, she felt something wet and cold slip between them. She turned and saw water dripping from the ceiling, even though there were no pipes above. And she heard the voice. The choice is now. Adanna fled into the night. Barefoot, eyes wild, she ran toward the river, toward the spirit. At the water's edge, she screamed, "Take me, not him!" The river churned. The woman rose. "You love him." Yes. Adanna felt something inside her break, like a string tied to her soul snapping. And then it was done. Chijioke woke the next morning healed. The hospital called it a miracle. He felt whole again, new, free. But Adanna changed. She no longer dreamed. She no longer sang. And when he touched her, she smiled. But her smile never reached her eyes. Months later, they had a child, a baby girl with eyes too ancient for her age. On the day she was born, Adanna whispered into her ear, "I gave you to her. You belong to both of us now." And the baby looked up and smiled with teeth too sharp for a newborn. They moved back to the village. Chijioke never spoke of the spirit again. But sometimes late at night, he would wake to find his daughter standing at the edge of the compound, staring into the dark. And sometimes, only sometimes, he would hear a soft, wet voice on the wind saying, "You may forget, but I do not." And he would pull Adanna closer, feeling the weight of a love bought with silence, sealed with sacrifice. Because love in this world and the next always demands something in return.